Does anybody like their wife anymore? Genuine question. It feels like it is such a universal experience to hate your wife so much to the point where there's like a genre. It's like a genre of content where the whole point is laughing at the relatability of hating your wife. I'm gonna call it the I hate my wife hee genre of content. For example, a really common way that I've seen the whole I hate my wife hee genre play out in society is with the whole like weaponized incompetence thing. Weaponized incompetence is when someone knowingly or unknowingly demonstrates an inability to perform or master certain tasks, thereby leading others to take on more work. So essentially, it's the act of pretending to be bad at work or chores, household stuff, so that your partner can then just do it for you. Let me show you a few examples of what I mean.
I'm gonna save you all a lot of stress. These are a bunch of different things that I've learned living with my girlfriend. I don't like cleaning, unfortunately, neither does she. So what I do is I'll say, oh my gosh, babe, I'm so sorry, but there's like 20 people coming over and we really care about their opinions of us. And I'll go play video games, and about an hour and a half later, I'll come back out and she's cleaned the whole house. I've heard this one before. She doesn't want you to solve her problems. She just wants you to sit there in agony with your butt puckered, begging for the conversation to be over and pretend you were able to empathize with her issue. But if she's saying that she's hungry, she does want a solution. Don't let her choose. She doesn't want to choose. She just wants to teleport. That was my advice. Please Venmo me $100.
Guys, the breakup came out of nowhere. Like one day she was doing all the chores and we were happy. And then the next day she just decided to leave. I don't understand. Why'd she leave? Guys, it's just the way that we're literally witnessing a man discover weaponized incompetence for the first time. It's like watching a documentary about cavemen learning about fire for the first time. It's like watching British people try Texas barbecue with all that flavor for the first time. He looks like a 7th grader that finally searched BOOBS on the family iPad for the first time. Okay? Look at his face. That is the face of every single millennial man back in 2008 when they saw the Kim K corn movie for the first time. Okay? That's a special moment. It's a moment that they'll never have ever again. The way that he's telling the story, it's like he assumes that men that actually help their partners with chores and stuff, they're doing it because they just love to clean, or maybe they just haven't found the perfect hack to get out of cleaning with their girlfriend. This man just cannot fathom that some men, they don't like cleaning. They just have empathy. They just have responsibility. And that's why they do the chores. They're not waiting for a hack to manipulate their girlfriends to do this stuff for them. Oh my God, I don't think this man has ever done anything for anybody. I don't think he has an ounce of empathy for anyone but himself. It is officially hot girl summer season and your girl has lost 15 pounds. I've gone on so many failed fitness journeys and been trying to lose a couple pounds for the longest time. And once I learned about nutrition and how calories worked, I was able to actually consistently lose the weight and keep it off for almost a year at this point. And it's all thanks to stuff like our sponsor of the day, which is Hungry Root. Girl, I'm on a calorie deficit right now. And the most annoying part of that is when I'm trying new recipes or I'm like ordering out. There's always like 1 or 2 ingredients that just completely blows it out of my macros, and it just has such little payoff. And that is why I really like Hungry Root, because based on your taste preferences, your nutrition goals, and how much time you want to spend in the kitchen, quite frankly, Hungry Root selects a bunch of meals and snacks for you. Most of the meals can be done in less than 15 minutes, and every single week there are over 15,000 different recipe combos that you can try. I love how many customizable, low-calorie, high-protein options there really are. My favorite one this week was this salmon poke bowl that I literally made in 4 minutes, and it was delicious. My favorite part about Hungry Root is that it's also a grocery store. So if you're someone like me who likes to swap out ingredients to reach your macros and calorie requirements, you can do that. You can swap out different ingredients, you can add ingredients, you can just get the ingredients that you want from the grocery store. It's awesome. So if you're looking for a meal or grocery delivery service and you have macros and calorie requirements that you want to hit, I would 100% check out Hungry Root. And they are hooking us up with 40% off your first box, and you get a free item with every single box that you get for a lifetime when you use the link in the description down below, or go on hungryroot.com and use the code Missy, or scan the QR code right now. Again, 40% off your first box and a free item in every single one of your boxes for a lifetime. Thank you, Hungry Root, so much for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to the content. Now, if there was a national weaponized incompetence time of the year, a weaponized incompetence holiday, if you will, it would be Mother's Day. Oh my God, bitch. I was not even going to do another relationship or toxic couples video because I just did one a couple months ago. But when I tell you that Mother's Day really just pushed me over the edge, bitch, I needed to tell someone about it. Another uncelebrated Mother's Day. And it's just a husband playing video games, not paying any attention to his wife on Mother's Day. Yet another Mother's Day has come and gone with not getting even a card. I got up and made breakfast for everyone, and I'm having another regular day. I've quit looking forward to my birthday, Mother's Day, any anniversaries. It's just another day. It's easier to have this mindset. This ruffles my feathers because I was raised in a family where every event that I've ever had was just another day, like birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, literally like any accomplishment I've ever gotten, the goalpost was always moved up forward and nothing was ever celebrated. And you know what that did? It made me a huge attention, and that's why I'm a content creator. Actually, we should tell men that. If you don't get your wife flowers for Mother's Day and take her out to a nice place for her birthday, she's gonna end up like me, dude. Clapping ass cheeks in a colonial dress for views. Yeah. Look, girl, if you're dating a guy that says every day is just another day, bitch, you better make sure that all of his days are just another day also. Girl, on his birthday, you better plan some apple picking, pumpkin patch with the family type shit. Okay, and then you're gonna go to Sephora and dilly-dally for like 3 hours. I need to see you dilly-dally like you've never dilly-dally in your entire life on his birthday, okay? On Super Bowl day, don't you dare buy that alcohol or the Tostito pizza rolls. It's just another day. So why should I be busting my ass making pepperoni Tostito pizza rolls for you? And then there's this video of this woman asking her husband why he didn't feel the need to do anything on Mother's Day.
I'm just hurt because like today was supposed to be my day. You know? Nobody told me Happy Mother's Day. I'm sitting here washing the dishes on my day.
No, it's just another day to get men to spend money. Just like any other day, I tell you I love you every single day, but you need a title for it.
How would you feel if I did match the same energy on Father's Day?
I don't know.
How would you feel? How would you feel if I put this little effort into Father's Day?
You don't. I mean, you always do stuff I don't ask you to.
It's just so sad that so many men need their wives to speak in a tone as if this is like a Barney, Miss Rachel, Cocomelon lesson teaching 2-year-olds to like share their sandwich with their friend or something. And what if I acted like you did on Mother's Day, but instead we did that on Father's Day? How would you feel about that? Like, bitch, why do I need to be talking to you like you're 2 years old? Do you need tummy time? Do you need me to burp you? Like, these men are out here watching at least like 8 different alpha male podcasts. They're enrolling themselves in the Kai Cenat Streamer University. They dead ass think that they're going to be a real estate mogul that's gonna be a next multi-millionaire in the family. And yet, they can't even get off of League of Legends for 2 hours to get their wife or their mom a Mother's Day card. I cannot think of a group of people that I believe in less than men that can't even get their wife or their mom a Mother's Day card. I genuinely feel like this should be the next standardized test. I feel like this is a better way to determine someone's intelligence and their likelihood for success. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the bar is set in hell, will you have enough willpower to step over that bar? If you can't get your wife or your mom a card or flowers or bake pancakes using her ingredients that she paid for in her kitchen, I just don't think you have it in you. I really don't. Not only does this show that you're lazy as okay, but it also shows that you're just terrible at investing. Because the ROI, the return on investment on getting your wife at least flowers or a card on Mother's Day is through the roof. Imagine having an investment opportunity where all you have to do is buy $5 flowers, get like a $2 card, and tell your wife that she's hotter than all the girls on the Love Island season right now. And in return, you get dick suckage in perpetuity for life. Unlimited Taco Tuesdays for free, without a royalty fee. And a hot bitch with large and in-charge cans cheering for you when you inevitably lose in your adult basketball rec league. Okay? All of that, and you say, no deal. The fact that so many of these men would rather spend the money on Sydney Sweeney's bathwater instead of spending a quarter of that price on a car to get their pee-pee sucked and a chicken parm dinner for free, same day delivery, I will never understand. So I know a lot of people see weaponized incompetence jokes and posts like this on Mother's Day, and they're like, it's not that deep, it's not a big deal, like who cares? And yeah, it's all fun and games when it's just a TikTok, right? But the issue with normalizing weaponized incompetence is that it makes men feel like they're entitled to free labor from women. Like it's women's roles to have to cater and do all the household work and shit, you know? And if they don't want to do those things, or if they want to share their responsibilities with their partners, now they're being bitchy. Now they're a bad wife. Now they're a bad person. Now they deserve to be punished for being a bad wife. So I want to show you guys a few examples of the toxic effects of this whole weaponized incompetence, normalizing weaponized incompetence. So I want to show you guys like this genre of like lifestyle content creators where their whole thing is like being a married single mom, a married single wife, where they kind of just deal with like their husbands having weaponized incompetence.
I am a married single mother that is expecting our 5th child, and we all know how that goes. And I guess this is going to be my story, but I guess it's really nothing that no one's ever heard of before. Basically, you're a stay-at-home mom, you stay home, you take care of the kids, and dad is able to go and do whatever he wants just because he goes and makes the money. And yeah, he does. His money pays for this house, his money pays for the car, his money pays for the food that we eat, his money pays for absolutely everything that is inside this house. And whatever you're thinking, you're right. It didn't just get like this. It's been like this since we've been together. We've been together 10 years, and you're probably saying, well, why haven't you left? Why do you keep having kids with him? But I guess love really does blind you. It blinds you into thinking that this person has the potential to be the father and the partner that you want him to be. But truthfully, everybody has potential, but not everyone's going to live up to that potential. But sooner or later, eyes are opened. The kids will grow up and they will realize who was there and who wasn't there. And I think I need to stop putting so much faith into something that's just never going to change. It's been 10 years. You'd think it would change by now, but it's not.
This is what happens when I take the afternoon off to go do my nails and leave the kids with their dad. And I tell you, I was so disappointed when I walked in last night. I let him take a nap yesterday because he told me he wanted to help me clean when I went to my nail appointment. Bitch, he didn't do one thing. The house was worse than how I was when I left. I asked him why he didn't pick up anything, and he told me that the kids didn't let him. Okay, so how the am I doing it right now with the kids in the house? How am I able to clean with the kids around me 24/7 and you can't do that shit? I'm honestly getting so tired of his excuses, and this is not a satire. I wish it was, but this is my reality, guys. And I'm also a stepmom, so I do have to take care of my stepchild when it's his turn to get her.
Okay, wait. So he's mad that she took a couple hours off to go do her nails done and left him with his own kids. So he decides to punish her by trashing the house. Again, these are the types of men that are listening to like 30 different alpha male podcasts. They're retweeting every single alpha daily tweet on Twitter. And the best thing they can come up with is trashing the house when their wife gets their nails done for a couple of hours. Like, do you feel Sigma yet? Are you truly an alpha male now? Like when you guys are throwing breakfast at the wall and letting your toddler wallow in her own poop for 5 hours, do you guys feel like you're a Sigma? Do you see yourselves as like Captain America in those fan edits? I want to know, like what is so Sigma and alpha about doing any of that shit? Like, do these men see James Bond smoking a cigar, drinking whiskey in a fancy casino, and they're thinking, you know what? I feel like this man definitely threw spaghetti at the wall and made his pregnant wife clean it up. She's probably barefoot too. Like, that's really Sigma. Like, what the fuck? Here's my impression of what I feel like he looked like versus reality when he was doing all this shit. Do you guys see what I mean with like the toxic effects of normalizing weaponized incompetence? Like, instead of appreciating your wife or taking care of your kids and keeping your house nice and clean and cooking you amazing meals, you guys expect that. And when she's out of the house for 2 hours, you feel the need to punish your wife for taking 2 hours to herself. Now, I have reviewed a lot of toxic couples that have kind of just been examples of various toxic traits that couples can have. We've talked about Nate and Sutton, Matt and Abby, Tommy and Diane, Sarah and Andrew Kim, but I genuinely think that I have found a couple that's going to knock all those motherfuckers out of the park, okay? And it is Reggie and Kelley Steele. Reggie and Kelley Steele are a Christian couple. A couple of months ago, they went on this podcast talking about their relationship and Christian relationships in general. And they see themselves as the prime example of what a true Christian couple should be. And I just wanted to let the evidence talk for themselves, shall we?
But I met her, she was 175.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm used to 125 too.
Yeah.
She 5'6", 175, and she was the wrong color.
Right.
And I was used to
That part.
So I'm like, man, my God, you messing up my whole flow.
So what made you keep coming back to her? She's not your preference.
She lived down the street.
I would always feed him.
So you saying convenience?
Very much. I
listen.
lived 30. All my other girlfriends lived 30 minutes away. She lived about 3 minutes away.
Baby,
Reggie sounds terrible. Reggie is getting worse and worse
But
and worse.
But I would always feed you.
She would feed me.
He always had a meal already.
Oh man, listen.
I said, women, you gotta feed him.
And she would give me money. She worked at Lane Bryant. I'm like, this girl's a senior in high school working at the mall.
A little bit later, Kelley also talked about how his repeated comments about her weight and her appearance caused her to have an eating disorder.
How did you not internalize that and say, well, maybe I can go lose some weight?
I actually started working out that week.
She lost like
that week.
I was like, when I saw her like a week or two later, we saw each other every day. I'm like, hey, you're losing weight.
Yeah.
She's like, you told me I'm bigger than what you used to, so I'm making it happen.
Yeah.
Really?
Really.
And it wasn't from, so when you look at that, what was that? Would you feel like that was motivated from a healthy mindset?
Of course not.
So
of course
it was approval.
Complete. It was, if this is what you want, this is what I'll give you.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't a situation where you were starving yourself unhealthy and being bulimic or nothing, was it?
I wasn't bulimic, but I definitely was
Starving
starving.
herself, yeah.
I'm a big girl. Don't take much to starve.
So she was too fat, she was too ugly, she was the wrong color, and the only reason why you stayed with her was because she was the closest one that would give you money? And that's supposed to be the pinnacle of Christian love? This sounds more like the plot of a horror movie on Tubi than it does a Christian love story. You know what I mean? What are we supposed to learn from this? Was there like a passage about this in the Bible or something? I also want to note, look how uncomfortable the host is this entire clip. Like, I know that right after this podcast episode, he texted his wife being like, you know what, baby? I'm gonna treat you to some Red Lobster tonight. Anyways, the podcast continues. Reggie then starts talking about how he's had a lot of side chicks, and a part of the reason why he loves his wife is because she was kind of okay with letting him have side chicks.
When I met him, he told me, you're my starter, but I got other ones on the bench. And what else would you tell me, baby?
That you my point guard.
Yes, and that you love me.
But I like them.
Right. So I was in a relationship I was okay with that as long as I was first. Mm-hmm. And there's a reason for that. I want, the women to know out there, I didn't know Jesus. I didn't, know who I was. What'd you say, babe? I had no value?
No, you had no value. You had no worth.
Okay. I've been keeping score, all right? This is our halftime scoreboard going on right now, all right? He cheats. He fat shames her. He's definitely colorist, and he doesn't help around the house. And yet she's sitting here being like, yep, that's my man. The only way I can explain this relationship is that this man must have a schlong, bitch. Okay, he must be bricked up on a Tuesday. Bitch, I'm talking girth must be like the girth of the sandwiches in a Scooby-Doo episode. He must be bricked up on a Tuesday because what the else does he have? He was asking her for money, so it wasn't wealth. He's definitely not funny. And bitch, it is not the way he looks, okay? Bro is built like every single dude that jacked off in front of 8th graders on Omegle in 2008. Millennial women look at him and he gives them PTSD. Okay. One can only acquire such aura after tormenting at least 50 freshly 18-year-old Latinas on Instagram. Okay, at least. So anyways, the saga continues. After he talks about how he has all these side chicks, she then kind of responds with this.
And when I was going through transition of him not coming home on the weekends, not being there, telling me I hate you, I'll never love you, I wish I never married you, right. I knew that life and death is in the power of the tongue through the word of God. So I would say, you will love me one day. We will have a good marriage one day. And although he would go out for weekends, I would literally help him get ready to go meet his side chick by ironing his clothes and getting him ready for the night. And these are all things I was graced to do. I would not encourage anybody to do that unless you are graced by God to do this.
God told you to iron your man's shirt so he can cheat on you with his side chicks? God was the one who told you that? I swear to God, it's always the most religious people that be saying the most blasphemous shit. Because what do you mean God was the one that told you to iron your cheating husband's shirt? Like, she dead ass believes that the same being that made the Grand Canyons, the oceans, the wonders of the world, Megan Fox's face, that same being told her to iron her husband's shirt so he can cheat on her with his side chicks? Like, bitch, he's busy. He doesn't have time for your pick-me activities, all right? He's busy doing other important shit. Like, you know, he was out here creating Baja Blast, getting GTA 6 out on time, the Panda extinction, maybe reviving the Air Bud movie trilogy featuring Shaquille O'Neal, other important shit. He doesn't care about you and partaking in pick-me activities. Anyway, she then continues to talk about how she wants to be the example for single women. Like, if single women were to bend over backwards and do all this stuff for a man, they wouldn't be single. And that's like the point of the podcast.
See, I got a lot of friends that are single right now. Yep. They're divorced, single. They want exotic.
Right.
I'm like, some of y'all need to get you an auntie.
That's right. That can make a business.
That's a whole different conversation.
She should be able to cook.
My wife's like, baby, what is that supposed to mean? You saying I'm auntie? I said, baby, you an auntie.
That's all right. It's okay.
I said, you used to be exotic.
I used to be.
Well, you a grandma now.
I'm 52.
Even the other day I told her, I said, you auntie exotic.
What would you say to the women that may be looking at this and saying, see, that's that nonsense they talking about?
Well, I would say that's why you're single still. Because I'm sure somebody had been in your life already.
You don't pick the fight. You know?
And you didn't want to give the investment for that person to become somebody, and then you lost them probably a long time ago. And you should have just worked with them from the beginning and just worked out the kinks and worked it out, because a man can always build.
I just have no words. The fact that she really got on this podcast, got her ass roasted and demeaned for an hour, and really thought that we were gonna sit here and be like, note to self, be a pick-me. Like, bitch, you're the reason why we don't wanna be a pick-me. You're the example why we should be single. Like, to all the pick-me girls out there that are constantly trying to tell women to lower their standards, to try to just be with men that they don't wanna be with because those men wanna be with them. Like, you can cook and clean and let him cheat on you. And what do you get out of it? You get your ass roasted on a podcast. The only example that this bitch is showing is the crystal ball future for Bonnie Blue. If you go down the same path as Bonnie Blue, this will be your future. Okay? That's the only example that this bitch is setting right now. I don't know what this woman did in her past life, but it must have been pretty bad. She must have shanked a nun or like decapitated a pharaoh or some shit. Because like literally how the does one get themselves in this situation? The only thing that she really needs to complete the whole trinity of having the worst karma ever is that if she gets into a pyramid scheme. Once she gets into a pyramid scheme, it's over. Okay, like you officially could not do anything to her that would set her lower than where she already is. Okay. okay? I've said it in multiple of my previous videos, and I'll remind you again, okay? There are men that dead people and do poop stuff. Like, why are we sitting here with our hands up, letting a man built like a Costco ruin our lives? There are so many men out there that is willing to suck your toes, bitch. And you're gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, I was ironing his silk shirt so he can go cheat on me with some random freshly 18-year-old that he DM'd on Instagram. Girl, what the f? And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. We are on our road to 500K. Hopefully we can get there relatively soon. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.